Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. So, many months ago, Greg did a ribs episode where he took all three different types of pork ribs, baby back, spare ribs, and St. Louis style ribs, and showed you how to cook them. Today, we are going to revisit the ribs. So tomorrow, we're going to have some peach jalapeno and some apple cherry chipotle ribs. But tonight, we got to get them prepared. So, I have a couple packages here of St. Louis spare ribs. We're going to get those puppies opened up and get these prepped. All right, so once you get your ribs out of the package, first thing you want to do is get those puppies dry as you can. Makes that next step easier. So a good amount of paper towels and a little bit of patience. Okay, in Greg's video, he talked about getting the membrane off the back of the ribs. So, just like he said, we're going to use a paper towel, we're going to get the corner of that, and we're going to get that membrane right off. Next thing we want to do, now these are going to be sitting on the smoker, right? So the longer they are, the more we're going to have the side that's away from the fire and the side that's close to the fire, right? So if we split those in half, then we can cut that distance and get everything a more even cook. So we'll find the halfway point here. Right about there, get between the bone and cut that. There we go. Now let's get this other one prepped. All right, next step. We're gonna get some absolute epic flavor in these. So I have some Trace Chiles brine from Sweetwater Spice Company. This is a concentrated brine, needs about 5 to 1. So we're going to dump that into our briner bucket here. And then we're going to fill that with water till it's about halfway full. All right, so I actually went about 1/3 of the way full. Now we're going to get our ribs in there. That's going to displace some of that brine, push that water up. Looking good, looking good. All right. We'll get that plate in there to make sure the ribs stay submerged. And then lock that into place. These are going to sit overnight. Tomorrow, we're going to pull them out and we're going to make some absolutely epic ribs. See us then. Okay, here we are on rib day. So I've taken my briner bucket out of the refrigerator, so let's get these ribs ready. First thing we want to do is get some of that excess brine off of them. Let's get those good and dried off. They're going to go in here so we can apply the rub without making a mess. Right now my Yoder YS640 pellet grill is preheating to 250 degrees. I have applewood pellets in there, which is always a good choice for pork. Damn near any fruit, and then pecan. That would be the ones that I would use the most. Cherry is good, apple's good. If you could find peach, it would be good. All right, next thing, we're gonna use our favorite, this cherry habanero rub from Our Butts Are Smokin'. Get it from All Things Barbecue, atbbq.com. Absolutely love this flavor on ribs, and it's really gonna go well with our rib glazes we're gonna use later. First of all, we're gonna use some rib candy, some apple cherry habanero. So we got the habanero going on there. And then some Cosmo Q peach jalapeno. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. All right, we're gonna coat these pretty liberally. Quite a bit of meat on these puppies so they can take it. We know from experience. There we go. Now I'm gonna let that tack up for just a minute or two, and then we'll go get the other side done. All right, get them flipped. Wash the paws. All right, where you could go wrong? Well, let's say you just got this done and you just blindly went out there and chucked them on your smoker. Well, let's say your smoker wasn't real clean. Then it might be giving off some black smoke, which has a very bitter flavor in it. So one, always keep your smoker clean. But if you don't, at the very least, make sure you check it. Check the color of the smoke before you put your ribs out there to make sure it should be whitish or almost invisible. You shouldn't see any gray or black in it. If you do, just let that stuff burn off, and then once that's gone, then put your stuff out there. So we're gonna cook these on the smoker for somewhere between 4.5 and 5 hours. Every hour and a half, I'm gonna go out there and give them a spritz with an equal amount of apple cider vinegar and water, just to keep them fresh. We do not go by the 3-2-1 method here. It's pretty famous in the rib cooking world. What that will give you is fall off the bone ribs. That's not how we like it. We like to be able to cut our ribs separate, pick up the rib, take a bite, pull away, and the bite's gone, the rest of the rib's there. It's not chewy, it's not tough, it's tender, but it has a little bit of integrity to it instead of just a pile of meat. There are some recipes where you want that rib meat to have that consistency for something you're going to do on down the line. Maybe the way you're making sandwiches or enchiladas or tacos or whatever with it, then that is fine. But just for eating ribs, you want it to have that pull. At least we do. All right, out to the smoker. Alrighty, smoke looks good and clear. We're at temperature, it's time to put them on. We're gonna get these up on the top rack where they're gonna soak up the most of that smoke flavor. Now these are a little closer to the heat than these are because the firebox is over here. So next time I come out here to spritz them, before I do that, I'm going to swap these two and these two. And we'll do that about every hour and a half until they're done. We'll see you in about an hour and a half when it's spritzing time. Alrighty, we're at the hour and a half point here. So we got our mixture of apple cider vinegar and water. Oh, and they're looking pretty. All right, let's get this side spritzed. You don't want to go so crazy that you wash off any rub. And then what we're going to do is swap these. Take the ones that were closest to the fire, turn them over, put them in the back. And then get that other side spritzed. And then we're back at an hour and a half. All right, now we're 3 hours in, time for spritz number 2 and a flip. Oh, smells amazing out here. Give those a flip. Yeah, starting to see the meat pull back from the bone a little bit. They're looking gorgeous. So yeah, probably give them another hour and then hit them with that apple cherry habanero glaze and the peach jalapeno glaze. Be back in an hour. All right, we're going into hour 4 of those ribs on the smoker. Now it's time. So the whole reason I did this is because we've had these 2 fantastic glazes in our cabinet for months, and I've been dying to try them. So now it's time to go get those glazed. So here I have some Texas pepper jelly, apple cherry habanero glaze, and I've tasted it and it's absolutely amazing. Here we have Cosmo Q peach jalapeno glaze. Got both of these from atbbq.com. Can't wait to go do this. So let's go glaze some ribs. Oh, they are looking absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. So I've got presentation side up, so I'm going to glaze them, turn them, glaze the other side. That way, when right before we go to pull them off, we'll glaze that back side, turn them over, have our presentation side up, and get that glazed. All right, give those about 15 minutes and we'll hit them one more time. All right, here we go for the final glazing. Start with the peach jalapeno just like last time. Get that on there good and thick. Well, Greg's gonna love these. They're very sticky. Now we end with presentation side up. All right. And the apple cherry habanero. All right. Now go get a tray so we can pull them. All right, so the battery's about to go, so I got to do this quick. First of all, if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and the bell, and never miss an episode. Leave us a comment. What is your favorite type of ribs? I'd love to give them a try. Okay, let's give these a try real quick. First, I am going to cut into the peach habanero. All right. We got a rib to try. When that's cooling, I'm going to rinse off my knife and we'll do the other one because we don't want to cross-contaminate. We want to have a good judgment on these. By the way, Jim, this would have been a great idea for National Eat a Peach Day. The peach jalapeno ribs. All right. Now we'll get us an apple habanero rib. Apple cherry habanero. There we go. All right, now the best part, the trying. Okay, first of all, peach jalapeno. Oh. Damn. Nailed it with smoke, super juicy, and they got that little bit of pull. And though it's jalapeno, there isn't much of a bite to it at all. Now, for the apple cherry habanero. It's a little bit sweeter. And maybe just a hint of a bite. This turned out absolutely amazing. So we brine the ribs and the trace chilies, and then we use the smoky habanero rub, or the cherry habanero rub, and then the peach jalapeno glaze on this one, the apple cherry habanero glaze on that one. These are just absolutely filled with flavor and fantastic. So we're gonna eat well tonight. I hope you do too. Hey, until we see you next time, fair winds and following seas.